can talk about it. In the back room of the back room, it was all bad fumes in the back room. Skeleton-filled closets in the back too. You can talk about it. 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 You can. In the back room of the back room, it was all bad views in the back room. Skeleton-filled closets in the back too. You can talk about it. You can talk about it. You can talk about it. You can talk about it.
West Side. Yo, welcome to the Backroom Speaks Podcast.
Backroom Speaks Podcast, which happens to be the brave space for creatives. My name is Lisa, and I am accompanied by an idiot.
Okay.
And we're just very grateful to be here. Oh, his name is Law.
My name is Law.
If you guys haven't caught on for the last 12 weeks.
That's what some people call me. It's episode 12.
12, man.
12. 12 was the number. I don't know what the number. What's 12 the number of in church talk?
I don't know.
Okay. You don't know. 12. Episode 12. Hey, listen. Shout out to everybody who listens to this podcast or watches this podcast.
Or downloads it. We see that.
Listen.
On Buzzsprout. We
see that. And shout out to everybody who comments on the podcast. Hey, no, I want to address this. Listen. Shout out to whoever that was. I don't remember your name, but we appreciate your support. But hey, she really came at me about this Juneteenth stuff. I thought I made it really clear about this. I said that the government is trash, the country is trash, but Juneteenth is still a holiday. Yeah.
And I thought it was generating a very nice conversation.
I could not have put it more perfectly, but how about this?
Oh God.
The slaves really wasn't freed till December. Jesus also didn't die in December. And you niggas celebrate Christmas, so stop talking to me. In love. But Jesus did not die. There's no proof he died in the month of December. That's all I'm saying. And you celebrate Christmas. Amen? Shut up. But yeah,
like TV.
I love you all. But no, I appreciate dialogue like that and people commenting. That mean they watching.
Yeah. And
it's always welcome because we like to respond.
Hello. Well, he likes to respond.
No. So this week, Derek Chauvin got sentenced to 22 and a half years in jail for the murder of George Floyd. And I don't know. I'm giving it a round of applause. Because we got a conviction and he got sentenced to something that we didn't plan on him getting. However,
I'm pissed.
It's not enough. It's not enough, and that's where we're mad. I'm pretty sure that same person is going to comment on this and say I'm a coon. Listen. It's true. Listen. He got convicted. He got sentenced to 22 and a half years. That is unprecedented, by the way. However, it's not enough. Two things can be true. That's one thing that's going to be normal on this podcast is two things can be true.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm not fooling with it. And here, forget all of that. I knew that we got the convictions, but I knew we were going to get screwed over on the sentencing. I just knew that.
But did you expect 22 years?
I thought it was at least going to be a 30 piece.
You didn't think it was going to be a 30 piece.
I didn't know what it was going to be.
Stop. Wait, really quick. You just said that you expected for them to basically screw us on the sentencing, and then you just said you thought he would get 30 years.
Like I had a whole First of all, don't try to fucking check me on that. I had quite a few different ideas of what could happen, but I knew that whatever happened, we were gonna get screwed in the sentence. I just knew that. I actually posted about this on Twitter. I'm a Twitter head again. Don't follow me.
Please follow.
If you are following me, you know why people shouldn't follow me. And if you are following me, don't tell nobody what my Twitter is. But one of my old classmates from one of my old classmates from high school spoke about her cousin serving 75 years for selling drugs. But
that's crazy.
This fool can't get 75 on a blatant murder charge.
Listen. Once again,
75 years, black man. Selling drugs.
There are dudes doing life in California for jaywalking under the 3 strikes rule, but these are things that we know. And by the way, don't kill us. It's not a political podcast. You know,
You just talking about what happened this
we don't
week.
want the BLM warriors coming up for us.
Shut up.
We are Black Lives Matter, by the way.
Are.
Not the organization, but Black Lives Matter. But yeah, we love everybody.
He's actually low key a brand ambassador for the Tea Party.
I'm not.
He's part of the 3% that actually vote for the niggas for every presidential election.
Well,
if he votes,
actually,
he doesn't vote, but that's a different issue.
I voted I voted this election.
Congratulations on a cookie.
Yeah, whatever. I wrote Kanye's name in. Okay.
Just like you, man.
Listen. By the way,
Wait.
just
The Backroom Speaks is still looking for an alternative co-host.
right, you can talk about it, West I try not to do that when we have guests because they cannot hear the music. I'm sorry. Anyway, listen, it's episode 12, Lisa.
And you just told them that we have a guest.
We do have a guest. That was the point. But we do have a guest. Listen, it's episode 12. Before we get to our guest, Patreon is coming.
Patreon is coming.
Patreon is coming, so we're gonna say that every episode until it comes.
It's in the works.
And just support. Why are we excited about this episode?
We are excited about this episode because we got a really cool guest that basically has something that caters to something that this podcast, the creators of this podcast, something that we truly believe in.
Talk about it.
And what better way, to further affirm our own beliefs than to bring somebody else that believes in the same thing.
Yo.
I said the hell out of that, didn't I?
Man.
I can't get no help in this.
Little
No
applause
help in
for
here. Thank you. That was very.
And this Methodist.
Thank me very much.
No, this is really dope. We planned this episode out a while back, and we were excited for this one for a million reasons. One, because this guy's family. 2, I get excited when, I don't care if I know you or not, but when black people do things that are innovative.
Yep.
Black people who I can relate to, like they're in my generation. We're near an age, we're black. We're musicians, all of us. Like when you see people doing out there, you can't not root for that.
Straight up.
And it's not one of those, go ahead, baby, you're doing a good job. When the people be singing terribly at church, you know what I'm talking about? Like, go ahead. They suck. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about something that's really dope and can actually shift culture.
Change the world.
Hey, by the way, you niggas aren't shifting culture enough. Or trying to. I don't want to make this that type of podcast, but we're seeing a lot of nothingness,
Hot
a lot of
Larry,
pointless albums, pointless singles that nobody's ever gonna listen to, and that you're not even gonna push or really do a real rollout for it. No, and we're gonna talk about rollouts when we talk to our guest.
Yeah, man.
Because he's doing a hell of a rollout.
On a hell of a rollout.
But
something y'all ain't doing right now.
If you're not doing something. And this is to creatives, because I love all of you. This podcast is the brave space for creatives. This is what we're supposed to say here. For all of you creators who are calling yourselves creatives, and you really embody that, if you're not doing anything to shift culture or to even try to,
what are you doing?
Come on. That's all I got. We're not gonna rant. Listen, our guest today is a hell of a musician. I've said, I've been on record. You can go look at my socials. He's top 2 for me, my favorite bass players. This is posted somewhere on the internet. You know what the second one is? He's gonna be on the show too. Club Crib. Eric Hunter.
Yeah, that nigga's cold.
But there's nobody that sounds like this guy on bass.
Fact.
And I've seen it since I don't remember how old I was. But it's church.
You're 50 now,
church
so
stuff.
that's a lot of stuff to
But he's a super dope musician. Now he's a creator of an app that we're gonna talk a lot about. He's a father, husband. No, are you a father?
Yeah.
You're a father. Husband. You know what I mean?
Tell my
Innovator.
sister, hey, Ray.
Creator. I mean, we were super excited, but it's GigMePro.
It's GigMePro. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Put your hands together and receive all the way from up the street.
All right.
Our brother, Mr. Joshua GigMePro Nicholson.
Okay, GigMePro.
I thought that was a pretty good intro, right?
It was great.
Yo, first of all, thank you for accepting the invite to come on the show.
Thank y'all.
You didn't have to, but you did.
You didn't have to, but you did. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, obviously. At the top of the list, or the biggest thing, obviously, is what you're pushing right now is GigMePro, which we're gonna get into a lot of that. But first, I just want to ask you how you doing. Like with everything that's going on in the world, the COVID's calmed down a little bit, but it's still here. By the way, wear your mask. But yeah, with everything's going on, like, just how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, to be honest. Honestly, I'm doing the best I've ever done.
Yeah.
In this time, which is weird. That's real weird.
That's dope. First of all, I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Because not too many people can say that, but there are a lot of people like us, man. Once again, give it up to the creators. The creatives, like a lot of creatives, the pandemic was like the best place for them, like the best time span, because that's when just everybody was in their own thoughts.
Yeah.
Everybody got a chance to sit down, slow down, and really create something. And GigMePro is pre-pandemic, by the way, like when this idea started. But what it's done in the pandemic and where it is now, I mean, come on.
Substantial.
Like, I want to talk first
Read.
about you as a bass player. We're going to get to GigMePro in a minute. Okay. But do you realize how different you are? I'm not gonna be the guy. I'm not gonna I believe in lifting your brothers up, but do you realize how different you are on bass? Because it's really different from other bass players, and that's not the most common. There's a lot of niggas that sound the same, and it's not hard to sound the same on bass. It's not. Like, do you realize how different you are, and is that intentional? I just want to know that.
I do, yeah. Honestly, I feel like I'm different only because, when the church I was brought up in, it was my dad's church, and we was really more on the CCM side of things. Mm-hmm. Like, we wasn't churchy. We probably bumped like once a year. Like it was that rare. So the churchy stuff was really tough for me when I started playing, but I guess that's why I fell in love with CCM type of music. So now when I play everything, I'm always thinking like, can I put CCM in?
It's even the sweetest stuff ever.
Even if it's the churchiest of songs.
Yeah, it's like you do a lot of higher register stuff, which
colorful
for me. It's I just want to give that.
You know what, right? My wife says, because she says I can sing. I don't think I can sing.
Rachel,
there's record. Like
Rachel was on to something with that one.
I'm gonna put a YouTube clip in here.
That's all right.
Because I'm subscribed to your channel.
And they got a joint. I'm gonna go and find that song you and Ray did. That was that's how I found out. But that makes a lot of sense. You do actually play like you can sing. That's true. Now that I really think about it, like
it's very true. It's very true. Really, really different, and I appreciate your gift. And it's like it was always a pleasure playing drums with some, because a lot of times we're not in the best situations at our home churches. all the time.
Not
You know,
touching
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about everybody.
Okay.
Right? And so when you get the chance to play with somebody who, you know, that's
Right.
different, it's a great experience. Where you going? Or are you going anywhere? We're talking about GigMePro. Mm-hmm. This app, I think this is one of the dopest things we've seen in a long time from people out of our city. And I'm gonna go on a whole rant about that, particularly later in the episode. But I think both of us really want to know, like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
Like,
what is the origin of GigMePro?
So the origin of GigMePro. You gotta picture it. I gotta put you where I was.
let's
Picture
go.
it, Sicily, 1930.
So it's me and my wife. We're on 79th and Colfax, East Chicago, right?
Were y'all okay?
And we just sitting on the couch in a hot summer day. No AC, little AC window fan. That was the only AC we had. Sitting on the couch, and then Rachel actually says it'd be dope if it was a place where musicians can be found, like a place to network. Like if you needed a musician or a band or something, you could just go to this place or this site, search what you're looking for, and then find them.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, that would be an amazing idea. Like we should definitely do it. And when she did that, when she said it, it just like stuck with me. And I was like, I really got to do it. So when she put the thought in my mind, we were thinking an app. And I already knew I didn't have what I needed to make an app or pay somebody to make the app for her. So I told my uncle about the idea. He said, well, you should make a website first, because, you know, those are a lot less expensive. And it's basically the same thing as an app. It's just the website. So I said, okay, cool. I'm going to start doing that. Now, mind you, I'm no type of developer or coder or anything like that. I haven't went to any type of schooling or anything like that. It was really just the Lord and me with this 2012 MacBook, you know, trying to get what's in my head out.
Hear you.
So that's how it started. And I was just building from GigMePro.com. Now we're GigMePro, the social network, the app.
Man.
Which is dope. Now, I can actually speak to this. I remember, now this ain't like, you know, like this is like as many years ago, but I remember the beta version of the website.
Yep.
We were all, so Josh is like my double brother, right? So his wife and his wife's sister, Kamar, we all like created like our little family unit, you know, through ministry with Kamar. And we were sitting out south at Kamar's house one night, and Josh and Rachel were talking about Josh and Rachel, they were talking about the album. I'm like, what? And got all of us to download it, the beta create a profile on the beta version, all in the living room. And so to see how, you know, GigMePro has evolved just from that beta version, all the little techie wonky stuff that went through, like, I got to make another profile. What you mean? What happened? Right. I don't know what my password is. Like, and how, you know, just to see how that started with just a conversation with 6 of us in the living room. And now slowly but surely, you know, the development, and to see how this has grown in just a year, a little over a year. Is completely amazing. So kudos to you for sticking with it. Kudos to Rachel for being the catalyst for it, okay? Because you found favor with that one. And then so this is dope. Like, so I done had like 6 different profiles on GigMePro. I was there in the beginning. So this is really dope. I
love it. I think that, like she said, like, just I've had a few different profiles too. Like from early on. One thing I want to ask about is the drop, because we started this podcast April 7th, actually. and that was episode 1 when we started. And one of the hardest things to do when you have something that you're trying to get to the world is the marketing part of it. And not that it's so hard to do, but it's hard to get people to actually, take a hold of what you're trying to give out. And it's really discouraging when you maybe don't get the eyes that you're trying to get. Like, how do you keep going? Because one thing about Josh that I've seen is that I don't care what you post about, he's gonna comment under there and say, he's gonna plug GigMePro somehow. Like, I remember one day last year, because it came up in my memories. It's actually I posted something about, I tagged like 7 people. It's like, I just want to shout out a few of these creatives and, just keep going. And he comments under there like, there's an app for creatives too. I'm like, yo. And I've seen him do this under other people's posts. Like, what gives you the continued drive to do that? Because I know for a fact, even before we started doing this podcast, but definitely when we started doing this podcast, people that you want, the support from probably won't give it to you at first, so it takes a while. Like, what gives you the drive to keep going with it? Because it's not easy.
So, what gives me the drive, I feel like if you want the beauty to come out of, the product or what you have, you gotta grind on it. Like, if you want the diamond to be beautiful, you gotta do what to it? Like, it gotta be crushed, and you gotta make it whatever you need it to make it. Yep. You know what I mean? If you want the oil, you gotta crush it. So I'm gonna push the app till I can't push it no more. Like, till I'm just super tired of, like, okay, I can't do it no more. And I feel like at that point is when things start to change. I feel like if you give your all to what you're passionate to, it doesn't have a choice but to be successful, because it's what you most passionate about. Even if you're not good at it when you start. When Ty Tribbett first came out, his singing wasn't that good. Like, his singing wasn't that good, but now, he'll sing you under the rug, because that's his passion. Mm-hmm. So that's just how I feel about it.
That's what's up. I feel like I want to say I feel the same way. Like, we're still new. This is only episode 12. Like, our first episode was in April, and like, we're like early on. It's like, okay, we got to push this. Realizing how much work it is, and then when you look back and you see, like, I know all these niggas know me. Right? Like, I know how many people I supported. I know how many people I've poured into, yada, yada, yada. And it don't seem like you get that love back all the time. And so it gets a little challenging. It gets a little challenging to keep going, to, try to keep pushing it, because you know for a fact that, like, the results ain't really resulting. Like, it's not coming out like I know what I do for people. I know what I do, but it don't seem like I'm getting that same love back.
Man, let me tell you something. We launched May 15th, right? Dropped the app, blasted Facebook, with all the ads or whatever.
I remember.
Of the commercial, basically. I want to say 5 people joined or something like that. But it wasn't the fact that only 5 people joined. It was the fact that the people that was closest to me didn't join.
There you go.
That's what hurt. Like, it wasn't my mindset is, I only got like 2,000 friends on Facebook. These 2,000 people really don't mean nothing to the billions of people that I'm trying to reach. We're trying to reach the world. Facts. So when these particular people, and I'm talking about people super close to me, I'm talking about blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When they still haven't downloaded the app. That's what hurts. It's not the random people. So the saying, you realize who really rocking with you or really supports you when you starting to get successful, or when people see you, escalating in life or whatever. You really start to see who's really for you and who's not. Is a very true saying, because I'm living it at this point. I'm like, wow, you're really just not gonna rock with me, like that's what hurts. That's what hurts to me.
Yeah, boy, we know that, and I think it's different for us, right? The three of us, because like we're all musicians in our own right.
Thank you.
And so me doing for people goes a whole nother level. Like when I see people who I work for free, create for free, I'm giving you, I'm lending you my IP, right? Like I'm giving you my time as a musician, as a singer, vocal arranger, producer, whatever. And not even those people. And then you bring, as Josh said, the family part into it. It's like,
boy,
nigga, we was just at the family function. It was all love. Like, you can't even share it? Like,
man, bro, I've left gigs not asking, if I was gonna get paid or something like that, and they had to call me and like, Josh, where you at, bro? Like,
same.
I'm on my way home. He's like, no, we got some bread for you. Like, I was just coming because you asked me to play. I wasn't really thinking about, the money and stuff like that. So when you said that, I've been there too. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I think it's dope to that you're pushing on, and it's like you're seeing crazy, like we're seeing crazy things, like with all the ads. Like I'm loving all of those, like, and people like I was telling my little brother actually, who is so far removed from everything, relating to tech, relating to music, church, any of that, right? Like, and I was telling him about the app, and I was showing him, I believe it was the one with Anthony Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, how you do? I'm like, nigga, I don't know. But like, like seeing all those, first of all, it just makes me happy, and really just laugh kind of. But the Gary Owen was pretty funny.
I like that one.
But like, you're really going hard with this rollout. Like, how long? A rollout really never ends. But like, what is giving you the strength? Like, you're really killing this. I don't know if you know that. That's not even a question. That's just a statement.
You on that one. No, seriously, we were talking about this the other day. Like, how is this guy pulling this off? Like, I think I sent him the last one with Kid, like on Instagram. I'm like, nigga, did you see this?
Right.
And he just like said like the mind blowing emoji. I'm just, so yeah. What are you doing? What
is your marketing brain like? Is this, because I'm not sure. Even like, I've seen you put up music on YouTube before. Like I've seen this and heard this. That was back when he was saying, he said I couldn't sing. I just want to throw that out there, right? You put music up, and I've never seen you promote it. You may share it to your Facebook, even like videos of you playing. Like you don't really, you're never, and it's similar to me because I don't really promote myself. People are cursing me out all the time about that. But I know when I started this podcast, we gotta do the rollout. We gotta actually market.
Yeah.
You being new to this as well, like, what is your brain going into it as far as the marketing?
Okay, so as far as marketing, I did a lot of research, and I feel like I was doing research, but didn't know I was doing research. Like I feel like I've had a lot of supernatural help with this project, period. I feel like I've had a lot of supernatural help. So as far as marketing goes, I'm doing what I've seen other successful companies and businesses do. I've always seen when they're marketing, it's always in your face. So what do you see? What do you see when you scroll up your timeline on Facebook? I bet you've seen that Jolie vitamin ad.
Yeah. It's annoying. It pops up out of nowhere.
Yeah. And I bet you've seen that the teeth whitening thing.
Oh yeah.
You've seen that too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how are we all seeing the same ads over and over and over again? Because they're constantly keeping it in your face, and if you keep it in your face, you don't have a choice but to see, okay, what is this? Because it's always in my face. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking that and just put it in on GigMePro, because I have a mentality that I'm coming for Facebook. I know that sounds hood or whatever, but that's how I feel. Like, I'm coming for Facebook. I'm coming for Mark Zuckerberg. Because if you could have it, why can't I have it?
That's right.
You know what I mean? I literally have everything Facebook, Instagram can do on my application, and it's a little bit better. Facebook is actually talking about implementing something on their social network, specifically for podcasts, just like a space for podcasts.
We'll talk about that.
GigMePro already has that.
Procast.
Yeah,
So
Procast. and we're on it.
It's not a matter of are we contenders? It's a matter of, yeah, we're contenders. We just don't have the connect that they had.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, Mark Zuckerberg went to Harvard. He had all types of connections. Me, I'm in South Village, but I developed an amazing social network. So I need to get it to the ears of the people that need to hear about it, because Facebook is trying to implement something that we already have. They just don't know we have it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at. I need to reach the ears of the people that needs to hear about this. So that's basically my goal right now. I'm basically trying to get GigMePro to the right person's ears.
For sure.
I think it's pretty cool that you just brought that up, because now I'm starting to understand, like, your rollout, the people who you've gotten to, shed light on, hey, this is GigMePro, you need to download this. You've covered comedians, the gospel artists, hip hop artists. Like, now you're pulling people from, different, realms and different, walks of life. Was that something, like, one of the goals in the marketing with that? Like, did you do that on purpose, or you were just like going down a list of people like, I really like, Kim Burrell. Let me see if she gonna hook me up with this one real quick. Like,
no. It was definitely all on purpose.
Yeah,
it was definitely on
really
purpose,
cool.
and it was part. I'm such a church boy, so it's part. This kid. Now, I'm a church boy, but I paraphrase the Bible.
Do you think?
So, it says, kings will, speak your name. Your name will be among kings. The passage I'm talking about. So, I feel like those are those types of people. The higher caliber people in the economy of the world or whatever. So, they're speaking my name. They're speaking about GigMePro and everything like that. And I know if they're speaking about it, they're talking about it to their other, friends of that caliber as well. So that's my mindset about it. Get everybody talking about it, because if everybody's talking about it, you don't have a choice but to see exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Facts. I love that. I think that forever, like, keeping that mentality, like, just to keep pushing it that way. Mm-hmm. Like, it has, like you said earlier, it has no choice but to be successful. And we're rooting for you, obviously. Like, this is so dope, and I don't think people realize how dope it is. I said I'm gonna save my rant.
Yeah.
They don't.
It's groundbreaking. Go, please.
It really is. So now you did bring up, and I know we're kind of like hopping all over the place with the questions, but I feel like we'll cover everything that we need to, even with us playing like popcorn with the questions and everything. So you mentioned, I like how you set it up about Facebook is now trying to tap into something that GigMePro already has. and you want to make sure that, I mean, the only thing is like the availability of the resources and all this other type of stuff. And it made me think about like this war between like iPhones and Androids and whatnot. And you know how like people talk about, oh no, you know, Samsung already had that or whatever. I don't fool with any of that Android foolishness. But like, what do you think? What do you think is like, I don't know, the best way to like what will set you apart, I guess, in that regard, as far as getting GigMePro on the map? Like maybe that's like digging too much into like your process, and let us know if we like going too far with that one. But what is like
So the to get GigMePro on the map, it's really I feel like I've done everything that I can do, you know, within my power. Like I have GigMePro cards that I take everywhere with me. You know, I'm making sure I'm passing them out. When I go to a restaurant, I leave a GigMePro card at the restaurant. You know, download the app because, like I said, at this point, we're just trying to get it to that right ear. You know, the person that can really take it and push it to where it needs to be, because I feel like, you know, I've done everything that I can do. Now, you know, I've just given it to the Lord. Like, you know, here's my seed, help it grow. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. At this point, that's where I'm at right now. We're just trying to get it to the world. We're trying to reach the world. So we're taking any avenue that we can do to reach that goal.
what are some of the challenges, you know, even with that? Because I know like starting local, going global. That's kind of catchy. Starting local, going global. I should write for Hallmark. But like, what are some of the struggles, you know, that you've encountered? I mean, this could kind of speak to like the technical things with the app, you know, or even just how it would look, you know, how to make that, you know, more innovative and eye-catching. And I know I'm also jumping across, like, how did you get the name, too? So that's like that's a two-part question. How the heck did you get this name?
That was definitely something on my list. Like, I wanted to know that.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, took your question.
So the name was Gig Me. That's it. That was the name. It was just Gig Me. But when we went to do the LLC for it, Gig Me was already taken. So it became GigMePro. It became GigMePro, and it was actually a better name. Like I said, I feel like I've had supernatural help. Like the Lord has just really been helping me every step of the way. And GigMePro is much a better name than just Gig Me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even everything as far as from the site, you know, to the actual application and developing the layout, because y'all, both of you have seen it, like from the site to each step. Like y'all have both seen it, and to get it to where it is now, like a functioning platform. In a year's time,
which is amazing.
Is amazing. And I haven't went to any school for coding, any school for app development, web development, anything like that. It was just, you know, my wife bought me a new MacBook. And when the way it all happened was I worked on the site as much as I could. And then when it got to the point where I reached out to app developers and it was just too expensive. And I can't afford that. So I knew I'm a tech head. So if I see somebody do it, I can do it. So I said, you know, I'm a tech head. I could just YouTube, you know, some stuff and figure out how to code or whatever, because that's just me. Like, I know I could do it. If I see somebody do it, I can do it. So I tried to do it on my 2012 MacBook, and you know, Apple
is not coding friendly. It's not coding friendly at all.
I went to download Xcode, and it said basically your MacBook is too old to have this app. So I told Rachel, if I had a up-to-date MacBook, I could do a lot more for GigMePro. And it's crazy because I guess when I told her that, it stuck with her, and I want to say that Christmas she bought me 2020 MacBook, like
That's
the
so
newest
dope.
MacBook that you could buy.
Shout out to
And
Rachel
when she
Nicholson.
bought it, and when she bought it, that's when the app started. Like, I kid you not, it was like clockwork. Like, I told her I needed this, she bought it, and that's why the app is actually, you know, an application today, because she bought the MacBook that I could actually work on. And I feel like, you know, that's another supernatural thing, because I really don't feel like anybody that I've ever been with or anybody that I would be with would have had a mindset to, you know, get something that minute or small as, you know, something just like a MacBook, because she sees the potential of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So she's invested in me because she knows I'm gonna bring her investment back, you know, 100-fold or whatever, you know.
And this could be like
So
my church kid kicking in, like you said, yours did too. And we talked about this like maybe quite a few episodes ago now. But like, again, God will never give you vision without giving you the means. And so what you see right now, like, is definitely the full manifestation of that. Like, you know, just even in Mary and Rachel, her being the catalyst for a huge dream for you coming true, her pouring into you, her investing in that, and then just this process from, you know, a simple 2012 Mac to now, like you said, definitely divine intervention, and God has his hands on this thing. And so Backroom Speaks is super excited for the future of GigMePro.
Facts.
And now actually hopping in, I kind of took over Hot Take Larry here.
I mean,
You'll be okay. You did it for 6 episodes. It's all right. Go back and watch them.
That's not true.
All 6. Go watch the last 6. Say what I said. It's okay. We love it here. He's mad. Wake up and smell the coffee.
Go ahead, man.
It's all cool. So you mentioned that, and I'm hopping back to Procast, and I'm only saying that because
we on there.
we're on there.
Because we on there. That's so arrogant.
It's okay. And the Carter Effect is on. That's another amazing podcast. You guys should go
shout out
check
to
it
the
out. Shout out to them boys. But what is the goal, I guess, with Procast? Now, we talked about GigMePro as this app, right? To bring people, whatever medium, you know, together and make it easy for the networking component.
Yeah.
Now, you added this window for podcast. I got to do this, y'all. Y'all be okay because I'm doing this for me. I want to understand. What is the ultimate goal with Procast?
And before you answer that, I want to be, because I know you're tapping into something or have tapped into something that another app is already trying to do after you've done it. So, you know, just be mindful of that.
Yeah.
It's yours.
It's yours.
You know what I mean? But you're giving the sauce away. Don't give too much of the sauce away.
no,
right.
I get it. So it's really, like I said, I really feel like it was just the Lord. Like, things just pop up in my head. And I'm like, oh yeah, that would be a great idea, you know? So that's what popped up. I believe I was talking to Lawrence about just podcasts, either you or Matthias, about just podcasts. And, you know, I was just thinking it'd be a great thing to have podcasts on GigMePro. And then I started thinking, you really don't know where. Well, I don't know where to go to listen to a podcast besides the podcast app on my iPhone. I don't know anywhere else to go to listen to a podcast. So, you know, I just implemented it into GigMePro. You know, well, if somebody want to listen to podcasts, you can come to GigMePro and go to the Procast, you know, instead of going to the iPhone podcast, which is the only thing that I know of, you know, to listen to a podcast. Yeah. So I just implemented it into GigMePro.
Which makes everything super convenient.
It was so dope because I think one time I was actually posting promo for the pod on GigMePro, and Josh just hit me up like, yo, like, I'm starting this and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, yo, it's super dope. Like, help me in. So now it's like, bro, like, you don't have to go, because podcasts, I mean, people got to understand podcasts, even though it's really heavily saturated now, a lot of people are starting podcasts. It's a new thing. to be, like it's not the most. It's getting more common by the day, but it's still pretty new. So I know a lot of people who listen to this podcast, my family, my friends, they never listened to a podcast. Some of them didn't know what a podcast was. My dad didn't know what a podcast was. Like, these niggas don't know nothing. Like, my mama don't know what one is either. Like, so, giving them something, okay, like, yo, you can go here or you can go here. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on whatever. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, yada yada. How about you just go to GigMePro, go to Procast, and just right there, it's Apple Tunes link right there. You good? Like,
and you can access it, without even having a GigMePro account. You can download GigMePro, hit the menu option, and then go straight to the Procast page and listen to the Procast. Yeah,
for sure. Like. And it's an opportunity, man. Like, one of the reasons why we wanted Josh on the pod, and we're 46 minutes in. My rant is coming soon. One of the reasons why we had Josh on the pod is because, number one, like I said earlier, he's family, right? Like, and this app, like even the idea of this app, and I'm pretty sure like there are other creatives who are like getting discouraged because some things seem out of reach, right? Like creating an app, making an app that, would have all these things on it to be in competition with the Facebooks of the world. Like, that doesn't seem that reachable. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll probably, if I went to my wife and said, hey, babe, well, my wife supports me really heavily, but like I don't know if I go to her and say like, yo, I want to start an app. I don't know how she's gonna look at me like I'm crazy or not, right? Like if I tell her like I want to compete with Zuckerberg, I want to compete with Mark Zuckerberg, like I don't know how niggas gonna look at me like that. Like I don't know if niggas gonna look at me like with the like, are you serious? Like is this a joke? Like I don't know if people will take me seriously. And so number one, it takes balls to do it. Yep. Right? Because it's pretty ballsy to like, say, yeah, I'm going to take this on. Number one, Facebook, IG is the same people, right? That's both Mark Zuckerberg and all these other apps, Twitter and whatever, Snap. I don't know, people use Snap still and whatever. Like all these are major companies and a black person. That's actually goes to my next question. I still ain't on my rant yet. But the black part of it is the thing that gets me. Like you saying earlier how you're a tech head, and black people are not normally openly allowed in this space in tech. Yep. Right? Like Silicon Valley is full of whites and a lot of people from the Indian community, but it's not really a place. Like I think it's maybe under single digits of a percentage of black people in Silicon Valley. Like it's not the space for us, supposedly. Right? Like so I do want to know like do you have, even if you ever thought about it, like is there like some type of pride that you have in just being a black man in the tech space, like really getting something done as big as this? Because it's huge.
Absolutely. It's definitely an ego booster. It definitely does that because, I feel like it's mine. And it makes me carry myself because of what I'm after. It makes me carry myself like what I'm after. It makes me carry myself like a millionaire. It makes me carry myself like a CEO of multi-billion, member company. Like Facebook, because I feel like if you want it, you have to present it that way. If that's what you want it to be, that's how it has to be presented. So that's why, I'll spend 8 hours on my laptop. Like Rachel will be like, have you done anything else today, or have you just been working on the app? I've been sitting here all day. Like, I've been working on this app all day. Like, she'll have to come close my laptop and be like, stop. Like, you're not working on it no more.
Yeah.
Because I need it to be that perfect. Because people are picky.
Facts.
And people, for one, is Black owned. So when people hear that something's Black owned, the first thing they're thinking about is, oh, it's going to be cheap. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be what I'm used to. You know, it's not going to be the same quality of the social networks that's already out. So I knew they would have that mentality. So I didn't want to present it like that. I wanted it to be, you know, A1. I wanted to be a seamless transition where you come off of Facebook and log in to GigMePro. You know what I mean? I don't want it to feel like, oh, this is just a new social network that somebody's trying to do. I want it to feel like, oh, this is GigMePro. It's just like Facebook and Instagram. You know what I mean? But it's this one is for the culture though. Like this one is for us, by us, FUBU. Like that's what it should be. That's the goal or the drive I have for it.
That's so dope, man. That's so dope. Do you have anything before I rant? Because we're 51 minutes in. Like, this app.
Mercy.
A lot of people, right? I said earlier, like, a lot of people may have, like, ideas and dreams even of doing something really dope. But my nigga, if you're not shifting culture, if what you have is not shifting culture, I don't want to be a douche and say like keep it, but I mean keep it, because a lot of people are doing pointless things. And the reason why I support this, because I know Josh said when you see something Black owned, like people are picky. I was picky because I was gonna hit Josh until he fixed the when he updated it last week, and I was like, yo, why is my stuff white? Like I need the dark mode back. You messing up the equilibrium, and he had it fixed already. I was like, oh, okay, my nigga, right? But like we pick each other's stuff apart about that. But I appreciate excellence, man. Like not perfection. We're gonna always strive for perfection, but I always tell people who fought, like people who I lead over, like we're striving for excellence, not perfect, because perfection is never gonna be reached, even though we're striving to get it every time. But the spirit of excellence, that's what I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. Like when it's done in the spirit of excellence, I'm satisfied. I'm more than satisfied. Yeah. Because it's not common anymore. People are just throwing slop in front of you and saying, here, take my art. I don't like it. Yep. Mm-hmm. So when I see my guy go through, okay, here's we got the beta state. Hey, you niggas ain't know what beta meant until the Apple update started. Right. They didn't even know what that meant. I'm like, okay, this nigga putting time into it. Yeah. And be real. Black people do this to other black people. We're gonna micromanage, well, not micromanage, but we're gonna pick out every little thing. And it's no fault of our own. Like, or yes, it is our fault. But we do that to other black people, other black creatives, other black products. Like, that's what we do, unfortunately. Yeah. It's sad. But when you see the work being done, when you see that there's, okay, he tried it this way, okay, here's the update, okay, here go that. Like, there's things being done to make this better. You're not going to salute that? You're not going to support that and get behind it? Yeah. Why am I getting calls? Like, that's super dope. But this is going to change culture.
Yeah, I'm hoping it does.
I'm going to do the camera like that. our camera's acting so weird today, so we're gonna rock like this. Well, only Josh can see us like this. So I shouldn't even say nothing. Look, when people bring stuff like this, black people, especially us people from the city, from where we're from,
hometown, man.
You should be getting behind this. But be very clear. I saw somebody post it. I don't know who it was, but actually I don't even want to quote it because I don't like this guy. But he said, "Strangers gonna make you rich."
Very true.
We started this podcast. I have siblings that I do. I have a couple siblings that haven't even listened to this podcast. Right? Like Josh said, people close to him, blood. They haven't even just download it, bro.
Exactly, man. I mean, that's crazy. I don't get it.
But what we need to understand is that when we see something like, when you talk about shifting culture, because this is what I believe this app to do. I don't know if I've been clear about that. I've said it 7 times probably, but
12.
This is something that's going to shift culture. By the way, the reactions on GigMePro are way better than Facebook.
Those are way cooler.
Because there's
the
there's
salute,
way more.
and I get the emails for them. Like,
y'all
better add me so I can get my badges now.
But the thing is, when you see black people shifting culture in a good way, because some niggas wilding out here. Okay, go tell Candace Owens to sit down.
Oh my God.
But when you see black people shifting culture in a way, especially us, and we know this fraternity of creatives. And by the way, GigMePro is not on, like, if you don't have to be a creative to be on GigMePro. I don't know if Josh said that, but I'm telling y'all. You don't got to be a creative to be on there. Get on there.
It's a social network.
But this fraternity, this is ours. GigMePro, I don't own GigMePro, but it's mine. That's how serious. It's ours. I don't have any equity in it, but I feel like it. Cause this is like I'm not on a white man's site. That's what I'll say.
Exactly.
I don't want to get political on that, but I'm on a black man's social media site. That should mean something to people.
Yep.
And the fact that it's dope. Cause 2 things can be true.
And it's not janky. It's not thrown together. It's not cheap. And it's not just specifically for, black people. It's for everybody. You know, it's not like blackpeoplemeet.com or melanated people, It's a black CEO, but don't get it twisted. We're reaching the world. Like, we want everybody. You know what I mean? And we want everybody. We just want y'all to know we can do it too. Yeah. Don't think Mark Zuckerberg the only one that has this, that has an amazing economy changing idea. Because Facebook definitely has changed the face of the economy.
Word.
Yeah.
If
you don't have a Facebook page, you're just not going to be successful in whatever you're doing. That's just what it is.
Which is crazy.
That's just what it is. So if Facebook can do that, why can't the black man? Why can't GigMePro? And I'm not putting something up that's less than Facebook either. We literally have everything the same thing Facebook has, and a little bit more. Like you just said, the reactions are way better.
Yep.
Cooler.
Yep.
And I got some more reactions coming too. I'm just waiting on the right demographic to come so that it makes sense when I put it in there. But I'm ready. I'm ready for the scale to tip. That's really what I'm waiting on.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the scale to tip from it to be, 20 people join a week to where it's 100 people join this week. You know what I mean? So I'm waiting on that scale to tip.
For sure. Dude, I'm excited for the future of it. Like, what I want to know is like how you feel, because right now I get on and check it, and even I try to. I don't post every day. I get on it though. I may like a few things because I don't have stuff to post. I'm working on having stuff to post, by the way, because I'm trying to post more. I'm actually trying to post more content of myself. Some I don't do, but I get on. I see new people like joining. I just want to know how that feels because you see. Listen, I put out an album in 2019 or a project, EP, whatever you want to call it, and that support factor was a thing. But to see people, and it's a lot different than the app, but to see the people that it maybe affected, to look at the stats and to see where it was being streamed, that made me feel amazing. It also made me feel amazing when the ASCAP checks came. But it made me feel like I accomplished something because people outside of my city and country were bopping to something that I created from scratch. Like,
exactly.
how does that feel? Like, how rewarding is it? Because like I said, I see every time I get on, there are new people getting the first badge. Like, I see, like, how does that feel as the person who made the app?
It feels great. It's almost surreal. I would tell Rachel all the time, like I see people commenting and posting their videos and everything like that, and I would tell my wife, I'm like, babe, look, they actually doing it. Like, they on a social network, and that is what's crazy to me. And it's like I created it. Anything of GigMePro that you see is me. No other hands has touched the GigMePro.
That's crazy.
From the promo videos, to the ads, to the marketing. If it's GigMePro, it's me. It's nobody else. So all of that, gives me a sense of accomplishment when it comes to, the app and stuff like that. The only thing that brings me back down when I have that sense of accomplishment is just when I think of all the people. So in the middle of me like working on the app is when Clubhouse started to get real big.
Yeah.
So people would come to me overjoyed, like, you got to get on Clubhouse. You got to get on Clubhouse. And my next question would be, what is it? And then they would say, you just got to get on it and see. And then those same people that came up to me, like, you want me to send you the invitation? You want the invitation? Those same people, when I be like, okay, you going to get on GigMePro? It's in the social network. And they're like, what is it? If I say, just get on it, they're not going to get on it because I've watched them. Like, so I'm like, why can't we have the same energy? First of all, you don't need an invitation to get on GigMePro.
Word.
GigMePro is available on iOS and Android. Clubhouse wasn't even available on Android.
You see what Clubhouse is now too.
Yeah.
Now it is. Heard of it. Now it is. Yeah, now it is, but it wasn't before.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about Clubhouse in a while.
No, I mean, like, it's
Clubhouse.
Like, nobody messing with it right now. Like, not
Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a chat room that you listen to people talking.
Right.
And you don't even know if it's the person actually talking because you can't respond to them. They could just be playing a recording. You don't know if it's live. Like, they could just be playing a recording. But everyone was so gung-ho about it. And in my mind, I'm like, this app is not dope. Like, why is everybody so
I never touched it.
overjoyed about this app? I'm like, it's so terrible. And then when I dropped GigMePro, those same people just are nowhere to be found. I'm like, I can't get y'all support. Like, y'all was supporting this person that y'all don't even know. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing that, comes up in my mind when when I get that I'm accomplished feeling. But I just knock it down and keep it moving.
I love it. I love it. Like that's that's one thing that I think all of us when we're putting out something, like, you're gonna see that, and just never get like discouraged from it, like, or try not to, because that's one thing that I'm an extremely sensitive person, so I try to not think about things that much. Like, if anything, I'll probably be ranting to this one about it, or me and my wife or talk about it. Like, it's one of those type of things. But like, dude, the amount of, even to this day, from my project, things I've played at, I've produced stage plays, I've done all these things. The podcast that we started, all these things, I've gotten more support from people I didn't know, versus the people I do know, and life just works out like that sometimes. Unfortunately, like, because you want your people to rock with you, but it don't always happen like that. Or maybe they're just latecomers. But at the end of the day, understand what you're doing. And that's what I should have said during my rant. Like, this is going to change culture. Like, musician culture, creative culture, black culture, like, I'm talking these separate things, like, but everything together, like, as a whole. Because number one, in this city, like, we said this on this podcast before, like, we have the best creatives in the city, like, from our hometown, right? And I really believe that. I don't say that as a bias because I'm from Chicago. Like, I really believe that versus other states and cities. But with what we see on a daily basis and the crap that we support, I said that low. But with the stuff that I see you support on a daily basis, number one, create this, and this is a challenge, because when I saw GigMePro and seeing all the things it did, although I'm extremely happy for Josh, and I'm joining in right with it. I got my profile on GigMePro. I also took it as a challenge, because we can't give people crap. We cannot continue to put out mediocrity. This is why I was so gung ho about, like, like, he's really going through from the beta stage to where we are now, and there's been several updates in between. Like, this is not just something that we're dropping on you and saying, here, take it as it is. No, I'm actually listening to feedback. Josh, I remember emails, and I can pull them up, of like, how you rocking with it. Like, I remember this stuff. What can we do better? And I got reached out to. I was trying to do something one time that I didn't know there was another way to do it, and I got, like, IM'd while because I actually I don't really look at it on my phone. I'm always on my computer in my room, so I'm looking on the computer, and I'm getting IM like, yo, you got to do this. And I'm like, yo, I'm pretty sure Mark Zuckerberg ain't doing that. Like, but
he's not.
Like, I got support that's gonna reach out to me. Like, when I'm
instant
crazy
instant support.
Crazy. So we gotta get behind this, and it's actually something to get behind. This is not a charity case. This is not one of those things where we're soliciting followers and it's dope.
Even more, Josh, like, I really love how, like, tangible you've been in this entire process. Like, you was speaking, like, early on when you were just, crowdsourcing, leak the beta joint, like, hey, give us some feedback. And I'm going to speak to this because this is something actually more recent. called myself trying to get, quick and savvy on GigMePro. I was spending some time with it one night. I couldn't go to sleep. And I changed my profile picture and I uploaded a cover photo. Now, the tangible portion that I'm really grateful for is Josh hit me up like, hey, you didn't adjust your cover photo right, so I went ahead and I fixed it for you. I'm like, I screwed that up. I messed that up that bad that you had to go in and fix it. But and that's just like something that may seem like minor and small to somebody else, but in the early stages of something, again, that can completely change the world.
Yeah.
As a consumer, I'm gonna no, he been like that hands-on since the beginning, like making sure that everything is just thorough and flawless, and just that caliber of care with something like this, man, like early on, that's gonna be like something completely amazing.
Yeah.
And I just randomly thought about this thing. I saw this random video on TikTok. I'm not a real TikToker.
Oh, gosh.
The stuff just pops up. You know how everybody can you can share that stuff everywhere. There was a video that came up about, if you take, Black innovators, inventors, creators out of the picture, like how life would be. And they talked about like the ironing board and the stoplight. And now we have something called GigMePro, because 50 years or so from now, you know what I'm saying, you're going to pop up on one of those TikTok videos or something like that, like where creatives can, just connect and have means of networking. You basically took the awkward part out of finding singers and musicians and different types of artists. And people are going to you take Josh Nicholson out of that in 50 years, what will that look like? Mm-hmm. So thank you for GigMePro. I appreciate that, because now when I be looking for people, I don't want to text that person. Now I can just reach out on this social network.
I see people doing it all the time on Facebook. Like, anybody know a dope tattoo artist or something like that? Like, man, you just really need GigMePro.
Yeah.
Just look at the tattoo artists in your area, and hit them up.
That's what that part, man. It's so dope, man, and like. Once again, we can't say it enough. Like, we're so happy that this is a thing, and even proud, number one. But this is just so dope, and we're not blowing smoke either, because it's not one. Like I said earlier, it's not a charity case. This is not like we're just soliciting. Josh didn't ask to be here. This is, and I mean it. He didn't ask to be here.
We did.
This is something that I believe can really shift culture, really shift things, and to that support piece, customer service is needed when we start businesses, guys. I just want to be clear about that. If you're a musician, you need to have customer service. If you're an artist, you need to have customer service. If you're some type of a CEO, if you have a business,
you're podcasters.
Come on, man,
takes that too.
You should have customer service. That was that piece of that support piece. Like when I'm in the app trying to do something, and it's like, no, you can't do it like that. You got to do it like this. Like, you're not gonna get that anywhere else. Sorry.
Anywhere else, you got to email admin and wait some days for them to email you.
Come
back
on,
and
man.
all that kind of stuff. Come
on, man. You're not gonna get it. So, dude, once again, download GigMePro. Go to GigMePro.com. Cause I love this. I love going on the site because, number one, I'm blind, kinda, and I refuse to wear glasses. I'm gonna fix that soon. But I like it in my face, and I'm also pause. Oh no, that sounded terrible. But I like to see everything. You didn't hear it. You didn't hear what I said? No. Okay. Great. Don't watch this episode when it comes out. Listen, so I like everything, and I'm in my room working a lot. So I'm just on I have two screens up, and I like it on the computer. But download the app, go online, create an account. You can go listen to BRSP. Like those who are listening to the audio of BRSP, you can go there, go straight to Procast. Like Josh said, you don't even need to create an account for that. You just go straight to Procast.
Convenient.
Bam. The Backroom Speaks podcast. Okay, now. Yo, we appreciate Josh Nicholson, man.
Love you, Josh.
Shout out to Josh, man. So, really quick, Josh, where can we find you? Where can the people find you? Those who are listening, those who are watching.
Oh,
if you don't say your GigMePro information, I'm gonna be mad.
I was just about to say you can find me on GigMePro.
I love it.
I don't know.
He is the friend request that will never go away.
I love it, man.
You can find me on GigMePro, and when you download GigMePro and join, I'm automatically your friend.
Yep.
So I'm the first friend you're gonna have. So you can hit me up.
So here's what we're gonna do. I feel like going down the line, we're way over time, but I feel like down the line we're gonna be doing something together, like BRSP. We're already kind of doing like with him allowing us to hold real estate on the app. Like, we appreciate that.
It means a lot.
Because as we need all the eyes we can get, the ears we can get. So that's pretty dope. But like even down the line, like from here on out, this is what we're gonna do.
Oh God.
This is off the cuff. Lisa has no idea I'm saying this. So when we
fight you or something,
when we put we're gonna add that to all my links. We're gonna create the Backroom Speaks podcast page on GigMePro, because we both have separate accounts. I don't want people to think that we don't have our accounts.
I need badges.
But we're gonna get the Backroom Speaks a page, and then we're also gonna put our GigMePro information on the screen. We're gonna throw a screenshot of the site on the screen. We're gonna do all that in post. But
Lisa, you like the badges?
I get excited. That's why I'm like, okay, what do I need to get more I love incentives. I am that this is amazing. Like, I want that. So I gotta post some more stuff.
So dope. So go to GigMePro, download it, do whatever you gotta do. And find me. It's my name, Lawrence Shields. I'm gonna put my GigMePro information on the screen somewhere, like right here. It's gonna be like right here or something. I don't know. Up here. I don't know. Whatever.
Guess what? You can add mine like right. Okay.
Okay. Really quick. Stay with us, Josh. Or you can if you want.
You don't have to.
This episode, Joe. Like,
this is a great episode.
I mean, we were waiting on this. This is episode 12. And I'm good. I'm good
too.
GigMePro. GigMePro. We're gonna say it like 20 times. GigMePro. GigMePro everywhere. Become a pro. That's another reason why GigMePro, why the name was dope, because it's like now you're doing like where the pros are, like the pros. You didn't have that with GigMe. You know what I mean?
You gotta get that pro badge.
Come on,
you gotta get that pro. It's a lot of badges.
Pro merch too.
See, I'm a gamer. So I have to put some type of gamification in the app. So it's a lot of hidden badges that you can get. The weirdest of hidden badges. You gonna get it and be like, wow, that was really a badge.
So dope.
Right. So now I gotta sit on GigMePro till 7:00 in the morning, oversleep for church. Thanks.
So dope, man. Listen.
Catching Pokemon on GigMePro, man. Let's go.
You're a fool. You're a fool. Really quick before we go, this is the last episode in this spot.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna be next week. We're gonna be in a new spot.
Well, they're moving, but I'm going to.
No, we're moving. The studio is moving. Come on, man. Act like you're talking to people. Listen, we're
still looking for another co-host.
We're not. We're gonna be in a new spot, so be on the lookout for that. Patreon is coming. Really quick, what are we wearing?
What are you wearing?
What am I wearing? My God versus my enemies. You can go to Covered by God Clothing. I think it's coveredbygod.com. Coveredbygodclothing.com. It's Body of God on Instagram. Super dope. I saw DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club. He was wearing like a different color of these every episode or every interview, and I was like, yo, I want one. And I finally found it. I think he actually owns it. Nice. But it's black owned for sure, but I think he has equity in it. By the way, Josh, we only wear black owned
so we need GigMePro merch.
You know what?
Our t-shirts.
I actually have a shirt.
I have a t-shirt.
But all my stuff is packed. I pulled this one
Oh
out
yeah,
of the
both
plastic.
y'all
T-shirts
got
right now.
shirts.
I need another one of those. A little snub.
Yeah, I need another one too.
Pandemic weight.
So yeah, we're gonna do that. Next week I'm wearing a shirt. But yeah, though, we wear black designers, black clothing lines, black merch, whatever. I'm wearing Covered by God. Lisa, what you got?
So mine is actually kind of funny.
Okay.
Contrary to popular belief, I actually sing in like a quartet group.
Which is hilarious.
But we raw, right?
No, they killing. That's
So like we do everything. This is church. This is my Church Chicago T-shirt.
I didn't know what that was.
Church Chicago under the leadership of Church Chicago Entertainment and Pastor Terrence Keys off the West Side. Shout out to y'all.
We are really churchy today.
We churchy.
Wow,
so this is a
this is crazy.
This is my Church Chicago T-shirt. They have churches are always branding, do it the best you can. That's a song that we sing. He has like different types of T-shirts and like hats and everything. So hit up Pastor Terrence Keys, Mr. Terrence Daniels, our manager, Church Chicago Entertainment. Love y'all. Shout out to y'all. We rocking.
Super dope. Super dope.
My people.
Episode 12, man. Episode 12. Josh Nicholson, GigMePro. If you didn't hear anything from this episode, GigMePro. And if you can't spell, no, not if you can't spell it. It's gonna be on the screen. Yeah, listen, download this app. Go to the site.
Add me.
Add me, too.
No, just add me. Forget him.
Okay. Well, I'll find you. I'm going through people's followers and just adding them.
Adding random people.
But no, go download this app, G. It'll save your life. It'll save your life. Listen, it's better than Facebook. Hey, we can say that now. Got more reactions than Facebook. Like, the dark mode looks better than Facebook because it's actually black and not this like gray matter that Facebook does. Mm-hmm. I'm partial to black because it's it's better. But yeah, listen, it's better. And then especially if you are creative, it's a bunch of them on there. Guess what? We're also there.
Some people I haven't seen in years. Get this app.
BRSP is there, bro. So, Josh, go ahead.
You got it. You can also be rated and reviewed as a creator.
I'm not ready.
Oh man,
I'm not ready.
Yeah. You're gonna start some stuff now.
So you can be rated and reviewed.
Get somebody beat up, Josh.
And the higher your rating, determines whether your profile will be seen first or not. So if somebody comes to Chicago looking for a dope podcast group, and you guys have a higher, overall rating, your podcast to come up first.
Okay, you know what's so crazy? And I'm gonna sound slow. I know we gotta go. We're 1 minute. We were an hour and 23 in. But what's so crazy is that I looked at that rating review because I actually rated the app right in the Apple Store. I thought that's what that was. I didn't know that was actually. I never clicked on it, but I thought that was like the rate. Like I did this already. That's actually for the people.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
This is my
I'm finna go like give Elisa 1 star.
I don't care.
But no, yo, we're this is a dope episode. It's the Backroom Speaks podcast. I'm Law. She's Lisa.
I'm Lisa. This is the brave space for creators because you have yet to find me another one.
Okay.
You can talk about it.
Never know.
In the back room of the back room. All bad things in the back room. Skeleton filled closets in the back too. You can talk about it. 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 All bad things in the back room. Skeleton filled closets in the back too. You can talk about it. You can talk about it.